Hey, this is Edwin with Making an Impact. And as always, I'm going to jump into what this video is all about today, why social media is not as important for inbound marketing as you might think, and what to do instead. Now, this video, we're going to look real quickly at like, okay, why would you want to do social media marketing in the first place? Because there's things like cold calling, there's paid traffic, and all these other methods. And then we'll obviously take a look at, okay, so what might you do instead, or what might you do when you do use social media and everything like that. And also in a moment, I'm going to show you a way that you can just sidestep all of this. My biggest recommendation for just injecting your business with a chock load of high intent buying leads or people who want to do business with you without having to post daily on social media. And that's, really what this is all about, right? Is avoiding that daily grind, because you probably started a business not just for the time freedom, not just for the obviously the money, the finances, and the wealth and the financial freedom. Like all of those things are still vehicles that get you somewhere. That's why I've named this channel Making an Impact, right? Because it's probably about something deeper for you. You want the time freedom so you can work on this passion project. You want the financial freedom so that you can give more to this type of charity or this cause, or you want both the time freedom and the financial freedom so you can focus on building a separate entity, a separate organization that helps people specifically with trauma or whatever it is. So it's all about making an impact at the end of the day. And in order to do so, we've got to protect our time, protect our cash flow, but most importantly our time, so that we've got that time and that energy to put into things that matter to us. So what you could do, obviously, if you're needing clients for your business, B2B, B2C service, whatever it is, you could go out there, you could do cold email. We know that's just kind of a headache because everybody's getting I think there was an article here that I was looking at. People are getting like an average of 127 emails a day and craziness. And it would take you 6.3 hours to respond to 127 emails. So yeah, you can try doing that. You can try doing cold calling. It's a nightmare. On top of that, you could try using traditional ads. If you did direct mail, we're looking at like $57, $28 for TV. It's really, really enticing when you see, oh, hey, social media down here is, just typically costs $2.50 per lead or whatever. And like, yeah, it's like, definitely let's go there. Let's inject some cash into that and get it working. But my guess is if you're watching this video, you're not quite to the point where, you can just put thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars down into this right now, which in one of my earlier videos, I kind of talked about how if you're advertising using paid ads like Facebook or Google, things like that, it's science. It's a science problem. And you just got to go out there and fail a bajillion times, and that costs money. Basically, you got to go fail 1,000 times to figure out the one way to make your light bulb. And so it could be, it's much more tempting to be like, okay, let's not spend all that money there. Let's do more organic social media, right? Well, the problem with doing organic social media, where you're just posting daily on Facebook or LinkedIn or TikTok, things like that, is you're posting daily, right? So it becomes a daily grind for you, and you have to show up to this thing. You have to kind of, in a sense, if you don't have a framework, reinvent the wheel every time, try to stay on top of trends and be creative. And to be totally honest, like it's doable. I know plenty of people who have built their businesses on the backs of posting daily on social media, coming up with new content every single day. And they've got frameworks, they've got systems for, okay, they plan a lot of it up ahead. That's one tip you could do first. Okay, if we're going to do 365 days worth of content, spend a month just planning all 365 days pieces of content. That's great. But at the end of the day, like for me personally, I want to go make an impact. And I just felt like posting on social media daily like this, it required creativity and it required the time. And I just feel drained if I try doing that stuff every single day like that. And then you start feeling guilty and ashamed if you're not staying, consistent, and you're not showing up every day and doing it. And on top of that, it doesn't work unless you do stay on top of it. And as soon as you start kind of taking the gas off, well, then it's, you start losing the results, and that gets you back into the roller coaster feast or famine problem where, okay, great, you're getting lots of business, lots of sales, lots of clients, whatever, but you go to focus on that, and as you're focusing on them, you're not posting on social media anymore, and it all falls apart and plummets, right? So what do I say you should do in 2023 to basically sidestep this? Well, if you've been watching me for any length of time, I am all about this thing called inbound marketing, right? And specifically creating an inbound marketing funnel, because the beauty of this thing is it's a machine that you build it once like an asset, and once you've got it built, it's basically running on autopilot for you. Lead magnet, you get something out there to attract people, some sort of bait or a free sample or something like that. As soon as they opt in for that, as soon as they go to grab that, you ask them to do whatever it is you want them to do, which is buy something or book a call with you, get an estimate, et cetera, et cetera. And if they don't do that immediately, well, now you've got their email address or you've got their phone number, and so you just keep following up with them and nurturing them until they go and do the thing you want them to do, buy or book a call or whatever. So the beauty of this is once you've put these assets in place, now it's running 24/7, and you have to solve, right, the traffic problem. That's where a lot of people see social media and they see this, they're like, ooh, yeah, just $2.50. That's great, because that can solve your traffic problem. That can start putting the lead magnet in front of people. The issues, like I said, is you got to show up daily. And on top of that, a lot of these platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, and things like that, they get real, noodly and annoying about what you are allowed to post. Like if you put a link in there, they automatically kind of shove it down to the bottom, and they don't let it pop up in people's news feeds as much. Obviously, you've heard about the algorithms constantly changing and things like that. And I'm not saying you can't do this. I'm just wondering if you should reverse the order. This is what I recommend with my clients who, they're kind of saying, well, I've seen social media, like supposedly that works. I want to start posting daily. And I'm like, great, but let's do it in a way that's sustainable for you, in a way that's life-giving rather than life-taking for you. And so what I recommend is, if you're going to have to build, create this content, if you've chosen to do social media to run, traffic to your offer, if you're going to do that, I would start first by creating your content specifically for these people here, right? Because if you've got some people on your email list, and I know it's a bit of a chicken and an egg, like, well, okay, I don't have anybody on my email list. We'll talk about that in a minute. In a minute, we'll talk about a way to get people on there for cheap without having to spend money on ads and stuff. But assume you've got some people here already. I would focus 100% on those people because they've already raised their hand, right? That was the whole point of creating this inbound marketing funnel. So if you've got an email list right now, even if you haven't been doing this whole inbound thing, if you've got a list of past clients, past buyers, whatever your list is here right now, and you're thinking like, ooh, I should go and start social media, that'll help. Like social media will help, but I would go and focus on creating the content for these people first, because number one, that they're already interested. Number two, you're going to be able to reach them. Your emails, if you're getting like above a 15%, 20% open rate, great. Send it 5 times, right? Send the piece of content 5 times, and now you've reached all 100 people. It doesn't, quite work out that, nicely, but that there's an easy solution there. Versus on Facebook or TikTok or LinkedIn or whatever, you go and post something and it's here today and it's gone tomorrow. And that's it. The crazy thing about an email list is if you go and check your open rates, maybe, one day after, great, you're at your 15, 20%, awesome. But if you go and you check it a year later, you'll see that's probably over 50%, 60%. Because the crazy thing is, people just, as time goes on, they keep opening up those emails. Like it's been sitting there waiting for them. And so this is just much more long-term. On top of that, you're feeding the people who are most interested, and you're immediately pushing them towards buying now or booking an appointment, which at the end of the day is cash in the bank. One of my favorite things, I think, as Dan Kennedy said, is if you're going to get into the social media game, if you're going to start climbing this ladder here, the problem is everybody gets stuck on the metrics of like how many Facebook likes you have, how many Instagram followers you have. And the problem is you can't walk into the bank with a check that says 50,000 Facebook followers on it. You can't cash that check anywhere. Versus if you make your content for your list and you tell your list at the end of your email or text messages or at the end of your content, hey, by the way, go here to buy our thing or to book a call with us. Boom, you're going to start making actual cash sales money that you can go cash at the bank. And now you can, obviously now you've got this opens up so many more possibilities, stuff, that in other videos I'll definitely start adding. But the second reason you would want to do this is great. You created your content, you've monetized it, you made some money, you made some sales from it, and you know that it works. Now you can just take that content. Let's say you put together a video, or let's say you put together a longer form article. You can take these things and you can blow them up. Something called omnipresence. I won't get too in depth in here. And again, apologize about my chicken scratch here, but omnipresence, where you can just go take that thing and blow it up into 50 different things, right? Turn it into a podcast, turn it into a blog article, turn it into an Instagram reel, turn it into a Facebook post, turn it into a LinkedIn newsletter. Like, boom, when you start here and create like a nice piece of content for your list, you can make some sales immediately, and then you can go turn that piece of content into a bunch of different things. And now all of these things you can go and start posting on social media, and that's going to start feeding again your funnel, because at the end you'll just tell people, hey, we've got this free sample here, or we got this free thing you can download that's going to help you get XYZ result, and you're building the pipeline and everything like that. So that's what I would recommend, if you're considering social media, especially in 2023, as this isn't, social media is not like brand new anymore. In a sense, it's getting, pretty saturated. That's not a problem. That just means things are going to be a little tougher than they used to be in the golden age when, Facebook was brand new or Google was brand new, et cetera. And there's just, some different things you need to do. And I recommend, in this case, again, just sidestepping all of this, sidestepping the social media stuff, especially for now, and just using free Google ads. And this is, I've mentioned it before, this is my partner, Paul Murphy. He's actually got a free workshop. You can go learn all about this. I'll make sure that the link is in the comments, that sort of thing. But he's found a way that you can actually get free ads on Google. They're evergreen. You do the work once, and then it just keeps feeding hundreds, if not thousands, of people who are specifically searching for your product, service, whatever it is you do. Like, you just start feeding those people into your funnel, and you don't have to pay for ads. You don't have to post daily. That's the other thing I like about it is, it's just like, you do this once and you start capturing those people coming every single day. It's the difference between, trying to dig yourself your own river to, go down and, get down to the other part of the country, versus hopping into the Mississippi River that's already flowing, that's already, carved this channel. Google's already carved this channel for you of people coming. Yes, you can go and try to do social media and carve your own river to get down there. But I would much rather just hop in the stream that's already going and sell some stuff. And now that I've sold a bunch of stuff, go buy some bulldozers and equipment and hire people and have them start, cutting up my rivers and creating my own ecosystem and everything here. So that's basically what I got for you guys today. And, as always, make sure you hit the subscribe bell below. Make sure you comment below, like, what your biggest question is from seeing this, because I'm sure there's something you would like for me to go more in depth. So just let me know down below in the comments, what do you want me to go in depth more on in a future video? I could zoom in more on like what needs to go in those emails. I could zoom in a little bit more on like what your social media posts should be like, but I don't know until you let me know. And I want to make sure that this serves you. And like I said, hit that bell and subscribe, because my next video is going to be on how to hire employees for a small business, even if you think you have no money, even if you don't know how to do it. So you can just enjoy the time freedom again, because it's about getting the time freedom, the financial freedom, so that you can go and put in the effort, put in the energy, put in the labor of building your passion projects and making an impact on the earth. So until then, I'll see you. Stay awesome.